BruCast is back, baby.
All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome back for another BruCast episode number, if I'm not mistaken, 14. So if you're watching us through YouTube, you probably noticed we have a brand new studio. So that's the first time ever in the BruCast history that we have a guest live here with us. But before we bring her in, we have some announcements like always. So the first announcement is about the official BruCast store. So our store is packed with tons of awesome goodies. Here. Our beautiful mug. It's not broken. I just left the screw inside. We have some stickers. So from t-shirts to stickers to mugs, all featuring designs that celebrate your love for the show. Whatever you're looking to treat yourself or finding the perfect gift for a friend, we've got you covered. So we put a lot of love and care into making sure the store is easy to navigate and products are top notch. We have some brand new t-shirts there, so check this out. And we also have a promo code for you. So if you use the promo code BRU10SAVE, BRU10SAVE, save, you get 10% discounts for you, my listeners, our listeners. So the website is bru-cast.com/store. I repeat, bru-cast.com/store. So check it out. So that was our first announcement of the day, but we have more announcements. So the second announcement is we have now a Brew Shorts channel. What that means? It means that you can go into YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, now called X, if I'm not mistaken, and TikTok, and you're gonna find BruCast content. Just look for Brew Shorts, and you will find us. And we're really working every day. Every day we're producing a new shorts for those for the channel. Like the feedback has been amazing. I know you guys love it. You see those contents in smaller format. So if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe. It's really good. We put like some sound effects and some memes, like the stuff that the internet likes, right? All right. So those were our announcements of the day. So now let's bring our guest in. 1 second, guys. I missed the where is it? Yeah, there you go. Everything's ready. So, Anina, how are you doing? Welcome to the podcast.
Hi. I'm doing good, thanks.
Welcome. So, how do you feel being the first in-person ever guest at the BruCast studio?
Feeling extra special.
Can you speak a little bit closer to them?
Of course I can. Feeling extra special. I think it's an honor. Thank you.
Of course. We've been talking about this for how many years?
Not very long.
I think like 2 months or so, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
I was too nervous, so I ghosted you for a month. But then I came back, and now I'm here.
Yeah. So thank you. So I would like to ask you before we start the conversation, who are you? Like, no, I'm joking. Like, please introduce yourself. I asked you to come up for an introduction, right?
Okay. My name is Anina. I work as a pharmaceutical assistant in a pharmacy. And I'm also a single mother and was recently diagnosed with ADHD. So these are some crazy things happening in my life. And I also like to draw and to write. So I wouldn't call myself an artist, but yeah, I try. And I also love vintage stuff, everything from the 20s especially. So yeah, that's like a thing for me.
Cool. Yeah, you're really into fashion. I really like your chain.
Thank you.
And your angel t-shirt.
Yeah,
every time that I see it, it's like a completely new style. It's really cool, guys. For you who are only listening, yeah, she has this metal chain, but it's not automatic. It's made out of plastic. I don't know. It's classy.
Pastels.
Pastels. All right. So ADHD, as single mother, you work in a pharmacy. You're into fashion. There's a lot of
Yes.
interesting things. You're also an artist. You recently shared with me this picture of a painting that you did not long ago.
Yes.
And it looked like something straight out of Studio Ghibli's. I'm not joking.
Thank you. That's a very big compliment because I love Studio Ghibli. But yeah, I don't know. It was a narwhal, I think. Yeah.
No. Yeah, you showed me the narwhal as well,
Okay.
but you also showed me this one, which was like several splash of colors with eyes everywhere.
Yeah. Right.
Several eyes.
Yes. I mean, like, it was like a fish stream or something, like, but just like very artsy style. I don't know. It was like, I don't know how to call it in English. Abstract. Yeah.
Abstract, but in a good way.
With googly eyes. Everything is better with googly eyes.
It was a little bit creepy. But
I'm not creepy.
do you have it on your wall or something?
Yes, I actually put it in the room of my son, so he gets to look at it.
I'm sorry for.
He liked it.
I'm joking. It's cool. It's super cool with all the colors and stuff. Do you sell art?
No.
Why not?
I was thinking about it. I actually want to do like a gallery sometime, but I don't think I have enough pictures yet. So I'm looking forward to draw more so I can, how do you say it? Like, give it to a gallery and ask if they want to show it.
Oh
showcase
yeah,
it.
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So for those who do not know, we're in Gütersloh, and here in Gütersloh they have a couple of art galleries. It's a
Yes.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and they present local artists mainly, so that's very cool.
Yes,
So my idea is not that far off.
you can do it.
It's a goal I can achieve.
How many pieces do you think you need to have in order to present it?
So I was thinking maybe like 20 of the same style, so that
Mm-hmm.
it won't be like too much different things in one place, because if you have a small room and you have like 20 paintings, I think it should like have a red line.
Mm-hmm.
Do you say it in English like that?
Red line? I'm sorry.
Roter Faden. It's
What are
the
you
German
talking
in me.
about?
I don't know. The Germans
What?
will understand. It needs to have a concept, you know. Yeah.
Oh, so in German, concept is called rote Linie.
Roter Faden.
Farbe, okay.
It's like some similar stuff that is like connected to each other.
How many pieces in the red line do you have?
Not much. So I have very different styles I
Mm.
draw like. So I think like maybe I have 10 of one style.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like that far off to do it, but I'm not a constantly drawer. So like I have months where I do nothing, and some months I do draw pictures in one evening. So it depends on my mood.
It's
Maybe
like,
the ADHD.
so it's like when the ADHD attacks,
Yes, it's the hyperfocus.
it's the hyperfocus. Do you want to talk about the ADHD?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Okay, so you have your book. She came prepared, guys. So you brought your book. You brought some notes. I'm sorry. And but going a little bit back, I learned that you had ADHD not long ago. I think like
Yes.
1 week ago or 2 weeks ago. We were just talking in the park, and like, Bruno, my cat's dead. Something. No, I'm joking. We talk about that, but she also like just discovered it
Yes.
has ADHD. So how was this for you? Like discovering.
So first I was seeking help for anxiety.
Mhm.
I had like panic attacks regularly. So I went to a therapist to speak about it, and I always told her, like, I have a feeling that it might be ADHD. And then we, how do you say it? Then we made like these letters and papers you have to prepare for the diagnosis. And then it was like very clear that it's ADHD.
What do you mean letters and papers?
I mean, like...
It's a test?
Yeah, some kind of tests. In Germany, it's called DIVA and Hase. I don't know what the letters stand for. So, like, yeah, it was like a few sessions where we just made, like, she asked me questions and I was answering. And I also had to fill in once by myself and once from my cousin and my mother.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I also gave her, like... what teachers in preschool were writing about me as a kid. Yes. And it was very clear that it's ADHD. So the anxiety is also a part of that. So
it's like a consequence of ADHD.
Yes, it can be a consequence. If you're like later diagnosed, it's often that you seek help for other things and then it will come as a diagnosis.
Wait a minute, you had documents from your childhood and in your kindergarten? What?
No, not kindergarten, like the school.
Do you keep papers from the school?
Yes.
Wow.
So like in Germany, it's like the 1 to 5th to 4th grade, you don't get like grades. They write something about the kid, like she can do maths good, she's good in this or that, and they also like write some behavior of yours to it. So like in mine there was like, I'm a daydreamer, I can't often keep my focus and stuff like that, which was very helpful for my therapist.
And how this translates into ADHD? Because from what I heard, it just seems like you're a very imaginative and creative person who like to do your own stuff, you know. It doesn't tell ADHD to me, you know.
Yeah. So it's oftentimes that ADHD diagnosed people tend to be creative or like how do you say it? They have like their own businesses and like if they have something they are interested in, then it's like a thing that they can be very good at. I don't know. But what was your question again?
How did the papers that you had from school as a kid made your therapist or doctor sure that it was ADHD?
So ADHD is usually diagnosed in childhood, right?
Okay.
So if the behavior only appears when you're an adult or when it's like a small period of time, it's not ADHD. But if you trace it back and it also happened earlier in life, then it can be a clear diagnosis, because ADHD is like a neurodivergence, which you have from birth or you don't have.
Okay.
So like if you have ADHD, you have it from the start.
Okay, I see. All right.
I have prepared some things about it.
One thing though that you haven't explained us yet is like what ADHD means.
Yeah, so like it's a neurodivergence, and it affects the dopamine and the noradrenaline in the brain. So then I have to take my paper.
No. That's interesting. But what I mean, like, what the ADHD stands for, like, Anina, disorganized.
So, I know the German word for it. Aufmerksamkeitsdefizit.
Lack of attention.
Hyperaktivitätssyndrom, ADHS.
Please.
So what's it called in English? Let me look
like
it up.
Lack of attention.
So I wrote so many things down, but I didn't wrote down what it's like in English. That's like typical me. So attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.
You don't look very hyperactive for me.
That's true, because it's internal.
Oh, so
It's in my
right
brain.
now, so internally right now you're
Yes.
okay.
So Bruno was asking me before if he should prepare a meal. That was very nice of him, but I said no, I'm too nervous. So like my head is like going. I was thinking about the podcast all day. So yeah,
Really? Okay.
that's like the inner hyperactivity, and also like what I wrote about it in the night yesterday. So yeah, I tend to be hyperactive only in the nights.
When do you sleep?
That's a good question though.
I'm Batman.
So I usually go to sleep like 1 a.m. and I have a kid, so I have to wake up very early. So yeah, I don't get that much sleep.
That's not ADHD though.
No, but it's one thing that's affected by it.
Okay.
So like that is also like the thing with noradrenaline.
Mm-hmm.
It's affecting the wake-sleep cycle.
The adrenaline affects the wake and sleep
Yes.
cycle. Okay.
So that is like a typical thing for ADHD. Also like some people with ADHD have like hard time trying to focus in the day, and in the night when they are at home, when they came to like rest, they usually get like this kick in. So now I can do all the things I didn't manage to do in the day. So you get very active in the night, and that's also it's not very helpful when you want to sleep.
I think I have ADHD.
Maybe you should get tested.
Wow. No, I think it was just lack of sport. So I started doing some gymnastics, like sport, like lift weighting and running. And
yeah, that makes you wake up very good.
it helps. And also at night, you're just tired.
Yeah.
And you just go to bed. Have you tried any of this?
Yes, I do sports
You
2 times in the evening. Sometimes it helps, but yeah, that really depends on how productive I was in the day. Because if I wasn't really productive in the day, I have too many things on my plate, so I have to work them off. But like the sport is helpful, of course.
Yeah, for sure.
I do yoga for sleeping.
What? That's nice. I tried yoga. It sounds like it's just some silly poses and you have It's like
it's very hard.
It's very hard to maintain the poses. Like it's kind of torture.
Yeah, sometimes it really is.
Yeah.
I mean, like there are poses which are very nice and you love to do, but yeah, it's a very hard sport, I would say.
Yeah. But when it's over, the feeling is amazing.
Yes,
it's
of course. Yeah.
We just have this flow of energy in your body.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I'm talking about,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, and it's like, you always see that in the yoga teachers,
Yeah.
right? That they are like this happy, relaxed person, and I feel like that when I did yoga. I was like, namaste.
Have you tried hot yoga? I never tried, but I know it exists. Basically, yoga, from what I know, is like basically yoga, but in a sauna.
Oh god, no. Please don't.
It's like next level.
Yeah, it sounds like torture.
Yeah. So you're doing yoga, you do sports, but that like those things didn't resolve like the ADHD. It's ADHD, it's there, and it's been there since you were a kid. It has been recently found by your doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And what changed in your life since the discovery?
So it's kind of a relief because I wouldn't say that I was like an outsider in school, but I was like always a weird kid. So, and I was always asking myself, why don't I fit in? What's the problem with me? And now it all makes sense. And it's like, you can forgive yourself for things, right? So I just told you I'm not very productive in the day. So that's usually when I get very tired and I don't do anything. I lay in bed, like, if you let me. But you always have a bad feeling in your head because you don't do the things, right? And now I understand why I don't do them. And it's like, okay, you're not a piece of shit that's lazy. Oh. It's like a thing with your brain that's like, affecting your life, and you have to find ways to better that. So if you work on that, maybe that will get better soon. And yeah, it's like it really explains a lot of my behavior, which I could never explain. I just told my doctor also, I used to think that I would have a problem with aggression, because like you wouldn't say it like I'm a very chill person, but if something triggers me, I get very easily aggressive. Not like that I hit someone, or it's just like I'm feeling aggressive, you know. And this is also like ADHD. It's the impulsiveness, right? I have like all kinds of feelings very high. Like if you say something sad to me, if you say your cat is sick, I probably will cry. And yeah, if you say my shoes are ugly, I will be aggressive. No, like it's a very impulsive thing. Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't have a problem with aggression.
Okay, I think this is all, guys. See you next time. No, I'm joking. So, you have a problem with impulsiveness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You have a problem with hyperactivity, internal hyperactivity. You have a problem with
I have a
attention.
lot of
You have a lot
problems.
of problems. But the good thing is now, you know, it all belongs into this little box called
Yes.
ADHD,
Yes.
which brings you some comfort.
Yes.
Is there a way to navigate all of those symptoms and live a more calmer and fulfilling life, like without the feeling? You already told you already told us that you don't feel so harsh with yourself anymore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like you have a really great community with ADHD.
Oh,
Like in the last years, people used to say ADHD is now trendy because there is a lot of to find in the internet. But for people with ADHD, it's great because you find like very easy things that make your life better. Like now I watch videos of people with ADHD, how they clean their houses and what's helpful for them. And it's also very helpful for me just to have like little ideas which I can easily change in my day routine.
Like what?
For
Like how
example.
differently someone with ADHD will clean their house? You just take the vacuum.
Usually we don't. So
Okay.
people with ADHD tend to have like like chaos in their house.
Oh.
So for me it's like with my clothes, I have a lot of clothes, and if you look at my what's it called, Schrank,
Wardrobe.
a wardrobe, it's like a total mess. And like one person on the internet was saying like, if you did your laundry and you have problems with folding it, it's like a typical thing, so you just throw them on the chair, you know, the chair where you can put all the clothes. Just make a basket for the clothes that are clean, and you can take it out, so you don't have to put it in the wardrobe. So I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's like a very helpful thing.
Okay, I was not expecting that. So you have a new wardrobe, basically. It's a basket.
No. The best thing I did was I put everything in my wardrobe and I put curtains before it so that I don't see it.
So the basket is in the wardrobe, and there's just a curtain covering it.
Sometimes there is a basket. Sometimes there's just the curtains.
Oh man.
Sometimes, most of the time, it's just a chair. I put everything on the chair.
How do you find a specific piece of clothing?
I just take everything out of my wardrobe and look for it. Yeah.
Improvements, right? Now because now you have the basket, the inside of the. Okay. That's interesting. So, the clothing, how we separate them, it's one thing. Did you find any other tricks? Interesting tricks?
One thing I haven't done yet,
Yeah.
but I think it's very helpful because people with ADHD used to have like time blindness. Like you're always late. You don't like put the right, how do you say it? You don't think that you will take 20 minutes for a task, for example. You think you can do it by 10, but you never achieve it. So that's like something many people struggle with. And I looked for a tip, which there is like a wecker. What's it called?
I'm sorry?
Wecker?
Alarm
clock, where the time is red. So if like you have 5 minutes left, it's red, you can see, oh, now I have only 5 minutes. Now I need to hurry, or now I need to put it away so that I can do it later, for example. So if you have like the visual thing, you see, okay, my time is almost over. So that's,
I see.
I think that is a very helpful tip for me, because my time blindness is very bad.
So it's like a countdown, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you put the timer like on 20 minutes to tidy your room or something, so that you don't take too long and be late or something.
How does this translate into ADHD and not just an unorganized person?
Because it's always like that.
It's always like okay. You're always unorganized.
I think that is why people say that ADHD is very trendy, because most of the things you can relate to, right? Because everyone has done it or been there. But for people with ADHD, it's always like that. Like, you always struggle with the same things over and over again, and you always ask yourself, why? Why always? Why can't I manage it? It's just the brain. Now I have an excuse for everything. It's my brain.
And you're 2 hours late.
It's just my brain.
It's like this.
Always works.
Always works. What I noticing is that, like, when we talked about podcasts, one of the first subjects that you mentioned was like ADHD. I want you to talk about it. I want you to spread the word. That's the feeling that I'm getting, right? So there's no feeling.
I can't remember this.
Of course. So there's no feeling of shame or anything like that, right? It's just something that happened, and you're trying to find a way around it, not like how to live with it, how to have a better life with it, and that's it.
I think there is nothing to be ashamed of.
Nothing to be ashamed of. Right.
So it's okay for me to say it.
Okay.
So, like, not everybody in my life knows it, but it's like, I told you because you asked me what's new in your life, and it was like the first thing that came to my mind. But like, it's not a thing like I want to share with everybody or something. But I think it's an interesting topic, and it's something that is like aktuell.
Yeah.
How do you say it in English?
It's now the
yeah.
I know you're actual. You guys understand it.
You know it. Yeah. So like, it's just in my mind a lot now, and yeah, I read about it a lot. So it's something I'm interested at the moment, and it's like all in my head. So I think, why not talk about it here if we do it now? So it's a good timing.
Yeah, it's perfect. So what is this book that you brought us?
So it's a book especially for women with ADHD who are diagnosed later in life mostly. So like, there are also tips for cleaning and stuff. So like, how you organize yourself and things. But it's also like, just explaining the aspects of ADHD and explains a lot of the neurodivergence.
So it's written. So it's called Frauen mit ADHS. So woman with ADHD.
Yes.
By Linda Hill and Sarah Collins.
Sarah Davis.
Sarah Davis. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe it's an English book, but I bought it in German, so I don't know.
So regarding the cleaning, Anina. I recently bought this vacuum robot. It changed my life. I'm not even joking. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
right?
I know it.
I just come home and everything's clean. I don't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, your cat is naked, but with cats that have hair, it's like a game changer also, because you always have the hair everywhere.
Yeah.
Like,
so you have it?
We have one at my parents' house, but I don't have one in my flat.
Okay.
But I was thinking about it because I hate like mop the floor, and you have like those who can mop the floor also.
Yeah.
That's something I want.
I'm telling you, it's life changing. And if you have a problem, problems, quote unquote, clean the flat, like you don't have time or time slips and stuff like that, just change everything.
Yeah, and I have a kid, so my flat is all over with crumbs and something like that.
Man. So going back to ADHD, I also heard that you can take some meds and just all the symptoms. I don't know. You probably know more than I do, but the symptoms just diminish or completely go away.
No, they don't go away completely. So like, I haven't taken any meds now, so I can't speak of my own experience. Yeah. But like, for people with ADHD, like those drugs are like making the cycle in your head like go a little bit slower, so you don't like trip over your own thoughts so much.
Okay.
And yeah, they all many people say that they are more chill when they take it, so like that the hyperactivity part is not so much to bear, and they can concentrate better, so that's very helpful for workplaces. Yeah, but I haven't tried it by myself.
Are you planning on trying it?
Yes, I want to see if it's helpful for my day-to-day life. Yeah.
Do you know a name? How this thing's called?
So like the first choice for the neurologist would be Medikinit. Ritalin.
Okay.
But there is also Evanse. I don't know what's the ingredient there. And those are both like BTMs. I don't know. Betäubungsmittel in...
what is this? You need a prescription?
Yeah, you need a special prescription for them.
Okay.
Like usually, they are in the drug register for the police. You know, you can't buy them like that.
For the police?
It would be illegal to have them if you're not like have the prescription. Oh my god, I can't explain it.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. I understood. So you need a prescription basically.
Yes.
If you don't have the prescription,
it's like,
you're committing a crime.
Cannabis at the moment in Germany. It's also forbidden to have it.
I heard that they're legalizing.
Yeah, they're legalizing it now, but it was forbidden. No. Yeah. So if you got caught with like a small amount, it wouldn't be like a problem that much, but it was forbidden.
So what's the deal now? You can own cannabis. You can smoke cannabis, weed, at your place, and that's it, right? That's the new law. You cannot sell it. So
no, you cannot sell it. But I think there is also the thing that you can grow plants. But I think it's like a limitation, like of 4 or 5 plants. But I haven't looked at it like that much because I don't smoke weed.
Who gonna check that? Like not the fact that you smoke weed.
Yeah. But, my mom.
I mean, who gonna check? That's what I mean. Who gonna check how many plants you're planting at home? Like, there's a weed police. Hey, open the door. Let's see how many.
I don't know. Okay. I really don't know how they're gonna regulate it, but that's what I heard.
Yeah. But to be honest, for many years here in Germany, like you just walk on the street and you smell it, right?
Yeah.
The police doesn't give a shit.
Especially in Berlin. Oh, you live there too. It's like you go 2 meters and you smell it.
I was half of the time high in Berlin, just going to work, you know.
Yeah. It's very bad in Berlin. Yeah.
What are you talking about? You love Berlin.
Yeah, but I hate the smell of weed, so that's not very good.
No, it's not. Yeah. Oh man, Berlin. What a city.
Yes.
The very first time I went to Berlin, I was like, oh, it's the capital. Everything gonna be clean and wonderful. First thing that I see.
Wrong.
What?
You guessed wrong.
Yeah. Totally, completely wrong. First time I see, like 8 in the morning as I get out of the trains, like this couple dressed up as drag queens, completely drunk and singing and says, welcome to Berlin, Bruno.
Yeah, I think Berlin is very different from the other capitals of Europe.
Yeah.
That's what I hear from foreigners, that they always used to say like, yeah, Madrid is so nice, blah, 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 it's so nice, but like Berlin is crazy. But I really like Berlin. It's a good city.
It's good. I mean, I have a lot of friends in Berlin. I work and lived in Berlin for many years. I love the people that I met there. But it's a city for partying. The way I see it, like the way I perceive it, it's a good city if you want to party, if you want to find yourself, and yeah, and then use drugs that we were talking about. So the perfect place for using drugs if you love techno music.
Yes.
And leather clothing.
Yes, also.
And kebab in the street.
Also, very many people that are queer come to Berlin because it's like the most openly city, I think, in Germany that comes to your mind. Why?
Of course, yes. So I met people from all around the world in Berlin. I met people from Taiwan, from China, from Hungary, from Brazil, from France, like all around the world.
Yes.
It's amazing. I love it.
I love that.
Had a great time there, but it's not a city that I see myself living for the rest of my life. And because of those reasons that I just met, it's just too much.
Yeah, I can totally understand that, but I do.
And when I mean too much, it's like it's cool for a while, but not for the rest of your life. And when I mean too much, I also mean the rent.
Yeah, that's a big problem for me too. That's why I moved back to Gütersloh, right?
If you could, you would live in Berlin.
Yes, I'm very sorry for moving away from Berlin, but I became a single mother, and the place where I used to live I couldn't afford, so I would have to search for a new flat and go ask anyone in the whole country to find a flat in Berlin. It's almost impossible. Sometimes you have to wait 1 to 3 years to find a flat.
I had to pay a bribe to get my flat.
Yeah, that's also very common, and
Yeah.
they are very high also.
Yeah.
And then I would have to leave the kiez I was living in, like the how do you say kiez? Kiez. Is it called districts?
District, yeah.
Yeah,
Neighborhood district.
Yeah. And
which district you lived?
I lived in Steglitz-Zehlendorf, and it's one of the more expensive ones. So I couldn't afford it. And I didn't want to leave it because if I had to go to the cheaper ones, I wouldn't want to live there with my kid. Yeah. In the neighborhoods I could afford. So the best option for me was to go back to my family, which is very good at supporting me now. So they look after the kid and stuff. So that's very helpful for me. Yeah, that's why I moved. But otherwise I wouldn't have moved. I really loved Berlin. Bruno's speechless. You have to beware.
No.
You're gonna lose subscribers if you say something bad about Berlin.
I'm not saying anything bad about Berlin. I think it's a great city. It's just not for me, not in the long term.
Yeah. Gütersloh is so much prettier.
Yeah, yes. No.
We all love Gütersloh, yeah.
It's different. It's a different type of city. So Gütersloh, it's a for those who are listening, it's completely opposite.
Yes.
It's a small town full of old people.
Yeah.
A lot of old people.
And many farmers here in the area.
Many farmers and
but also many industrial workers. You have Miele and Klaas, Bertelsmann.
Miele,
yeah,
yes.
There are many big companies here. So yeah. I think the people in Gütersloh have a good lifestyle. They are they are not poor, they are not rich, they are good in the middle. Yeah. So, yeah, I think many people here have a good life.
Oh man, you're triggering me now. I'm having flashbacks. 1 hour of train to go to work, 1 hour of train to go back from Berlin. Oh. How'd you like that?
Just search for something that's more near.
Yeah, I paid twice. Okay. Getting triggered. But it was a great city. One thing that I really enjoy Berlin, we were talking about art earlier. Man,
yeah.
So many art galleries.
Yes.
Every weekend I would just go to a different art gallery.
And also
with my friends.
so good street arts there.
Street art, street food. Yeah. All of those things are amazing. Yeah. We don't have any of this.
And so many cultures. If you go here, you mostly see German artists. But if you go to Berlin, you can have everything.
Yeah, everything.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. Do you know the Antwort?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was at a concert in Berlin.
Really?
Yes. Have you been also there?
Yeah. So was it 2018 or something?
Yeah. Did you see a pregnant wife? That was me.
So what? It was you?
I was pregnant then.
So you went to a concert with your son. He just don't know about it.
Yes.
he was born already rocking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man! So one thing that we also want to talk about is about being a mom, right? It's one of the topics that you also would like to share a little bit more. So we already know that your son has a good taste in music from the beginning.
Yes.
Tell us more, like your experience as a single mother.
So it's a very tough thing. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Please don't become single parents.
I cannot really.
So I didn't plan on becoming it. I was in a partnership. I was married, and like things didn't turn out that good. So I had to leave the relationship, and it was like also the best decision in my life, but also like the worst. So like it's so stressful having everything on my plate. Like it's not so. I have ADHD. I struggle with my own life, and now I have to look for my kid, and I have to coordinate everything about my kid. I have to like take him to the kindergarten, go give him like the application for the schools, search for good schools, all that stuff you have to like do with kids. I don't know. And not only that, because I'm a single mother and I work in a pharmacy 20 hours a week. So I always have to like look for someone who can take care of the kid if I'm working or if I want to do something. Like people always joke, if you are a parent, you have to ask your parents again to go out, because you need someone that looks over for the kids. And it's not like I have to look for myself. I have to coordinate everything with Nico. I have to coordinate things with his father. I have to coordinate things with my parents and with my sister and my brother. So like at worst, I need to call at least 4 people to find someone who can look after my kid. And maybe if it don't work out, I have to cancel my own plans or say I can't come to work or something like that. So there is really a lot going on in my head always. And that is very exhausting. I think if you're in a partnership, you have like a little bit support or more support, depends on how involved the other part is, but you always have like someone you come home to in the evening. You can talk about things and they help to organize things or stuff. And I don't have that. I'm always alone with all these thoughts, and I always have to organize everything by myself, which is a real struggle for me with the neurodivergence. So that makes it extra hard for me. And yeah.
Aren't nannies a thing here in Germany?
They are very expensive.
They're very expensive, okay.
So, like, if it would be very overwhelming, I could go to the Jugendamt.
Jugendamt, okay.
So that's the place that looks over parents and kids. Like, I don't know what's it called in English.
It's a place for parents and kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
from the government, right?
Yeah, from the government.
Okay.
So if you're a very shitty parent, they will take your kids away, something like that.
Okay.
And you could go there and say, hey, I need some help. Then they could give you someone that comes once a week or something.
Yeah.
But it's also something many people are afraid of, because if they come to help for you, they can look at the whole life. And if they could say something like, oh yeah, this kid is not in a good place now here and it needs to go, or something like that. So many people are afraid to seek for help also. I mean, I'm not afraid of that, but I have like a very good supportive net already with my parents and my siblings who are very involved with my kid. That's a good thing. And I also have the father. He has like 2 days a week, where he has a kid.
Okay.
So that's also very good for me.
Okay. Wow. So you can ask for help. There's a chance that they take your kid away.
So like, if you ask for help, you're in the record, right? Like, that's something that people are afraid of.
Being in the record.
Yeah.
Because once you're in the record, they know who you are.
They write the things down, and yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds scary.
Yeah.
because now that you're in the record, if they can just come and check, and then if there's anything that they don't like, just take your kid away.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that easy, and usually the Jugendamt is not trying to take
Mhm.
kids away. Like, they always search for other ways, but I think it's just a fear every parent has. I don't know.
Wasn't that a thing during Second World War? They would just take the young German boys away for the camps. Have you seen Jojo Rabbit?
No.
No. So it's all about that. It's an American movie from I think Taika Waititi,
Mm-hmm.
and he plays Hitler, and he's like he's an imaginary friend of this little boy who is fanatic. He loves Hitler.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like, Hitler is my superhero. But it's a comedy. It's a satire. The movie. They make it funny. It sounds like heavy, but it's not. It's super fun. There's some sad moments, but anyway,
I need to watch it.
it's really good, especially if you're German. I was like shocked on how good the movie was made. Like they addressed this super heavy theme
Mm.
in a way, like in a very touching and light-hearted way. I think it's really good. If I'm not mistaken, they even won an Oscar for it or something.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure.
I think I never heard about it. I don't know.
No, Jojo Rabbit.
Okay.
It's really good. And what I was talking about. So one of the things of the movie is that they take little boys away
Mm-hmm.
from their parents to go to the Nazi summer camp where they learn to hate Jews
Yeah.
and just
Brainwash them.
basically. And they had like in the movie, I'm sure they dramatized for the movie. There's like, oh, it's the burning book night. Let's all burn our books. Yay!
Okay.
And all the kids will get super excited. And
I
today,
mean, kids are always happy if they can destroy something. So I think that's relatable.
yeah. And the next day, like, let's throw some grenades, you know.
That escalated very quickly.
yeah. So I'm thinking like, maybe this whole thing of the German government taking kids away nowadays, like, it's a cultural
I think the
thing.
fear is also sitting very deeply, because have you ever heard of the DDR?
Deutsche Demokratische Republik.
Yeah, they also had like there are some documentaries about it when women gave birth to kids and they told them the kid is dead, but they wouldn't. Dead. They wouldn't see the kid after birth. Like, they immediately bring it away and would say the kid is dead. You can't see it. So like, we already buried it or something, and they gave these kids for adoption to other parents who would pay money for the kids. Not in the DDR, I think. I think they sold them to other countries. I think many got to Spain, but I'm not sure about that. Maybe that was another scandal which I
For mixing up this.
yeah, but like, they basically sold babies.
What? The Germans?
Yeah, in the DDR. Maybe I'm mixing things up, but it's there are documentaries about DDR and babies taken away from the parents in the hospital, and they see like they never saw the baby. They immediately brought them away.
And was purely monetary reasons. They just needed money, or there was like an ulterior motive behind it.
I don't know if like they also brainwashed the kids or something. Maybe they gave it like to high people. I don't know. There was some crazy shit going on. I don't know.
Germany never ceases to surprise me.
Germany is crazy.
I didn't say it.
But it's like that.
Wasn't I think in Sweden, if I'm not mistaken, they would kill babies who were born with any type of disease. Like
that was also a thing in World War II.
I think Down syndrome, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. There's no guys, don't quote on anything here. I'm not sure if I have the facts right, but I heard someone told me that there's no babies with Down syndrome. There's no one with Down syndrome in Sweden because they just kill the babies.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Like in World War II, they also like killed many disabled people, right? And they also sterilized many people, like not only Jews, because they wouldn't want them to reproduce, but they also like sterilized like people with disabilities, I think.
Where in Germany?
Yeah, in the World War II.
In World War II.
And the concentration camps. Yeah.
Man, I saw this documentary some days ago on how the World War II and the concentration camps in Germany and Poland were all funded by American dollars.
Oh God.
Have you heard about that?
No, I never heard about it, but I'm not surprised.
It was all business.
Yeah.
The Second World War was founded by the U.S. Hitler got all. People don't ask themselves where Hitler got all his money, where all this money came from.
Yeah.
From the U.S.
I mean, he was in prison before, right? So.
Yeah. And that's all I remember about the document. There's much more to it, but it's basically framing how, all the railroads that brought the Jews to the concentration camps, all the concentration camps, all the war was founded by a few American men. I don't remember the names. Rockefeller, you're gonna find some similar names there.
I mean, many people got to America after the war, right? Many Nazis, yeah.
In Argentina.
In Argentina, I
Yeah,
think
Hitler
in
went to
Paraguay, but
Argentina,
also many people. Hitler? I think he died here in Germany. But that's a crazy topic. I wasn't expecting that we talk about World War II here, and I'm not an expert. Anything I say about that is not very good.
Going back of being a single mom in modern Germany. All right, so it's hard. You can't afford a nanny because nannies is not a thing here. It's super expensive. Nannies, cleaning ladies. That's something that in Brazil you take for granted because it's like culture. It's a cultural thing. I would say you just pay someone to help you out with day-to-day living. You know.
I mean, rich people do that here too.
It's not a normal thing.
No, it's not a normal thing. Yeah. If you have the money, you can also have an au pair or something.
Oh, right, yeah.
Those programs are also here in Germany, but
then you need to live with the person.
Yes.
Do you want to live with an au pair?
No.
Because then you I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Maybe I'm sure there's amazing au pairs out there, but you need to be prepared to lost a little bit of privacy.
Yes.
No matter who, it could be the nicest person ever living with you. You're gonna lose a little bit of your privacy.
Yeah.
There's a price.
Of course, yeah. And I don't want to live with anyone. My kid is enough. It's already the most exhausting roommate.
Yeah. We went to the park the other day. I think we played for 20 minutes, me and Nico.
Yeah. And Bruno was sweating.
It was the hardest 20 minutes of my life.
Now you're over-exaggerating.
Have pictures to prove it. Sweat all over my
I mean,
face.
yeah, he's energetic, but I think every kid in this alter.
How old is he?
He's 4.5.
4.5. That's very precise.
He's turning 5 this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just quit the dinosaur phase that you told me.
Yes. The very important dinosaur phase.
It's one of the most important things.
Before that, there was Paw Patrol.
You see, that's a better topic than Nazis, right?
Now I just introduced him to Phineas and Ferb.
Oh, it's a good show.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
I think the recommendation is for 6 years old, but I watched it before and I think it's okay for him.
Have you introduced him to Pokemon already?
He has 2 T-shirts with Pokemons on it, and he played the game with my sister because she likes to play Pokemon Go.
What? Oh.
But he never watched the series. I think also it's not age appropriate. I think I watched it when I was older than 5.
I think it's an older thing.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else that you'd like to talk about being a single mom?
Let me check my notes.
Okay. So, Anina will check her notes now. She has how many pages 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And she lost one. She left one in the car. So
Yeah.
6 pages of notes.
Have I something interesting here? No. Blah blah blah. I
One
already
moment,
said
folks.
that. Yeah. No, I don't think I have more to say about it. I think I said everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
About ADHD as well, right?
Yeah. I wrote down a fact.
A fact?
2.5 million people in Germany are like
Fact?
parenting us alone.
Parenting alone, okay.
Yes. And we talked about poor children one time. You remember that? I also checked like every 5th kid in Germany is like poor.
Yes, we talked about that.
Yeah.
So every 1/5, every 5 kids, from every 5 kids, 1 kid's poor in Germany.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's very crazy because everyone is thinking about Germany as a rich country and we are really not if every 5th kid is poor.
I was not expecting that as well at all as well. Like, it's Germany, guys. Come on. Like, it's one of the strongest passports in the world, right?
Yeah.
Why is that? Why so many poor kids? Isn't the government helping at all? I thought like here the government had some social support. I don't know. Yeah, because you would expect like something like in Brazil. How much is in Brazil? Let's see.
Okay.
No, sorry.
So like in Germany you get Kindergeld, which is translated as to children's money. So like I work 20 hours a day, so like 20 hours a week, so I don't have that much money at the end of the month. So I get like the parenting money, I think it's like 360 euros or something. So like if you want to give your kid healthy food, if you have a small kid that needs like diapers and stuff, like the money is gone like with this. And also in Germany, in most cities you have to pay for the kindergarten and also for the food in the kindergarten. So I have to pay 55 euros for the food a month, and I because I work smaller less hours than usually, I don't have to pay for the kindergarten. It's paid by the government for me, but yeah, you can pay up to 300 euros for the kindergarten place. So I think it's like very expensive to have kids.
Yes, and you get some tax reductions, right?
Yes, but I can't tell you about the taxes.
You don't do your tax?
I can't tell you anything about
course
taxes. I don't know anything about that. I have no expertise.
Okay.
I just see the money that I get at the end of the month, and I think, oh, those taxes.
Yeah. It's like they say, there's 3 things you cannot avoid in life: taxes, dying,
And
there was a third one.
I forgot. Very good. Forgetting things.
Maybe I have these. I'm joking. So
Go
in
check
Brazil, I asked ChatGPT, out of 5 kids, how many kids are poor in Brazil? Give me an estimative. So in ChatGPT answered, as of my last knowledge, updated in September 2021, Brazil had a significant issue with child poverty, and approximately 20% of the whole population was living below the poverty line.
Wow.
So it's less than I was expecting, actually.
Yeah.
I was expecting a little
But
bit
it's
more.
still very many.
Yeah, but it's a completely different country, right?
Yeah.
It's a third world.
Yeah.
Third world.
You can't really compare those two, but
no,
like
you cannot.
it's crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, but you're managing it, right?
Yeah.
You're he's alive. Your son is alive. Last time I saw him,
Alive,
he was
healthy.
well fed, healthy. So
Sometimes I go steal some money from the bank. No. I'm paying taxes.
officially into podcast.
No, like
Because we are all paying taxes.
yeah, we all pay taxes here. Yeah, it's okay.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. One thing that they have in Brazil, I'm sure they have it in several other countries. No, I'm not sure in Germany though. It's they force the father to pay a certain amount of money every month
Mm-hmm.
if the couple is not together anymore.
Yeah,
Is that a thing that
Yeah,
happens in
that's-
Germany as well?
that's also in Germany as well.
Okay.
But like you have to know the father, right? So some people don't have like a father in the birth register, you know.
Yeah.
Then the person doesn't pay, of course.
If you don't know who the father is, yeah.
Like,
there's no
if
way
you
of
don't
paying.
have, maybe you know it, but he's not in the birth register or something. I don't know.
Mhm.
Then he can't pay. So then you have to go to the Jugendamt
Mhm.
and say he's the father, test it, and then he
Mhm.
has to pay. But so I get that money from the
Mhm.
father, but there are also many people who don't pay it. Then
Mhm.
there is like the government paying something, but not like that much you would get from the father.
Mhm.
And yeah, there's a very big problem with people that don't want to pay it and like finding ways to not pay it. So like
Mhm.
if you're earning money, a certain amount of money, you don't have to pay it. Then the government will make that for you. So like
Yeah.
people will find ways if they don't want to.
So you're living the good life. You're getting the money from the father. You're getting the money from the government. You're getting the money from
I'm
work.
rich as fuck.
You're rich as fuck, yeah. How much this chain costed you? Like 10K.
Like erase the K.
Yeah, but I'm jokes aside. I understand. My mom was a single mom as well,
Yeah.
so there's no joke on the situation. Actually, we also had the help from my grandmother. I think my grandfather at the time. So it's no easy task.
Yeah.
No easy task. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very crazy thing. I think people who are single parenting, they are strong as fuck. Like if I don't have this, if I don't have the support I have,
Mm-hmm.
I would be completely lost.
Yeah.
So I couldn't do it on my own. So I'm very thankful for that. And yeah, I have very much, do you say it like that? That sounds wrong. I have a big respect for people who do it completely on their own, because there are some people that don't have the father or not a good supportive net, so they have to do everything on their own. Big respect to that.
I used to watch Super Nanny.
Oh my god.
One thing that
She was serving looks.
she was badass.
Yeah.
I like this
course.
show. She always like slap the kids. Shut up! Go to your room. You know, like she would like bring the authority into the household.
Yes.
And I always love to see those spoiled kids.
It wouldn't get a pass nowadays, so.
Yeah, probably not.
But I used to enjoy it as a kid too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One takeaway that I learned as a kid, I was like, oh, when I'm older and have my own kids, I'm gonna do that. It's so smart. Like whenever your kid plays, just tell him or her to take the stuff back and put it back. You know, to if he took it out, he will need to put it back.
Mm-hmm.
So always organize, like never leave a mess, basically.
Yeah.
And she would make it into a game, like, yeah, now we need to take 10 back into the box, 10 Lego pieces back into the box. The kids were like, yay, I can do it.
Yeah.
And I was like super smart because this is super smart because I know I don't know a lot of single parents, but I've been in situations where in the house of a friend and I would see like the mom just picking up all the pieces after the kid, and then
Yeah.
I don't stop. I'm all day after my kids, and like because they disorganize. No, just tell your kids to put stuff back themselves. You know.
I think it's something they need to learn. Like
Yeah.
it's a normal thing to do. Like I always tell my son, you can play with everything you want, but
Yeah.
if you are ready, if you're finished playing with that and you want to play something new, put the other things away.
Yeah.
But in my household, we have like a good rule for my kid. He loves that. We have like this very famous carpet with the streets on it, you know?
Of course.
And it's on one place in the room. And I always tell him in the evening, if he don't want to clean up, he has to put everything on that carpet so we don't step on anything.
Mm.
And that is also a very good trick. I mean, sometimes I'm lazy too. Like
Mhm.
sometimes I don't want to clean by myself also. So on those days, it's okay for him to just put it on the
Mm.
carpet. It's okay.
Does he do it?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's cool. Have you seen this Lego vacuum cleaner?
No.
It looks like a vacuum cleaner, but a toy vacuum cleaner.
Okay.
It's made of plastic and like translucent plastic, and it's super thick, so you can suck. It's thick and you can suck Lego pieces,
Okay.
and only suck Lego pieces. It's super fun, and I think the guy I started this project on Kickstarter,
Mm-hmm.
and make a lot of money, something like that.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
imagine that.
Yeah.
Lego pieces are made from hell. If you step on them, it's over for you.
It is. Oh man, you were a Lego builder as a kid. Yeah.
If I used to play with
Yeah.
it? No. I
What?
used to play with Barbies. I was the total Barbie girl. But Nico is playing with
Barbie.
Legos.
Legos.
He loves Lego.
Yeah. Have you seen the Barbie movie?
Yes, I have seen it. I love the Barbie movie. I would recommend to watch it to everyone.
Why?
The movie is for everyone. I think it's like limited to 6 years. So
I disagree.
what?
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. All right. Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead. I'm
No,
sorry.
I think like you can watch this at every age, every gender. Everyone can watch this movie and can have fun with it. I think, like if you're very conservative, you maybe don't have fun, but then you're a piece of shit. So saying something very mean today. So like yeah, I think the movie is so much fun, and also the design is great. I mean, like you work in a job where you have to design many things, right? So I think it has a very special kind of style, you know, like the Barbie look, but
Mhm.
it's so much fun and it's so cool made. I really liked it.
It looks pretty. It looks really well done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just fun to watch it.
Yeah. I heard that some scenes were made like practical, like in real life.
Mhm.
No, I mean
Yeah.
real life, like the scenery.
Mhm.
Because nowadays everything's done via CGI.
Mhm.
But turns out this movie, like no, they actually use like real scene pieces, like
Mhm.
moving pieces, like in a theater.
Yeah.
Something like- I don't know like the details, but it looked impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, I want to watch it. I'm getting a lot of different feedback from it. For example, today at work, I just asked a friend, like, what was the Barbie movie about? Like, he said some similar things. Like, it's very fun. There's a lot of jokes. You're gonna have a good time for sure.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's a film. It's a movie with a huge critique to the patriarchy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Which is also a very good thing.
it's a very good thing. So you're
Yeah.
against the patriarchy. What is the patriarchy?
So like it's like the society we live in is very male friendly and very female unfriendly. Can you say it like that? Yeah, like sexism and stuff like that happening to women. And the Barbie movie is like describing those things in a very light way. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's like an easy introduction to these topics. If you're not familiar with feminism, it's like a very good start to just watch this movie and see like, yeah, those are problems in our society we could work on, or those are things I do myself, like sexism and racism. Those are things that are built to in our heads by society, right? We all have like some like thinking of these things, you know? I mean, that sounded very dumb when I say it like that. But like society is telling us many things. I don't know. Now you have to ask a question that I can find my my ground again.
It's okay. So the question was, what is the patriarchy? And as far as I understand, the patriarchy is this view of the world where men are in control. I don't have the right definition, but that's the idea that I have that I have in mind when I listen patriarchy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree? Do you think men are in control in the society?
Yes.
Yes. So it's
Of course.
it's a society dominated by men.
Yeah, it's a society dominated by men. Like if you look at the achievements women made in the last 100 years, we already gained much rights, but we have to fight for them, right? Everything women have now, we worked our asses off to get, like, you know, like the suffragettes or stuff like that. They fought very brutally to get the right to vote, you know? And it was like just 100 years ago, you know? It's not that long ago. And before that, women had only a good life if they got a good marriage or if they got to be nuns or something like that, you know? In the medieval times, you had like those two options.
And do you think they were unhappy? That was not a good life?
I mean, if you have a good marriage, you have a good life. If you want to be a nun, you have a good life. But like, if you don't know about the things that people take away from you, you're not in discomfort, right? You have nothing to worry about if you don't know about the stuff. But if you learn about everything that's taken away from you, like, I can't vote, so the politics make decisions that are not interesting for me, you know? So
but isn't
it's like the change of mind that happened. Like women were like seeing like, hey, maybe life could be different for us. Maybe we could have a saying in the votings. Let's fight for it.
But isn't like that with all the rights for everyone? If
Yes.
you want rights, you need to fight for them. No matter if you're a woman or a man, if you don't fight for your rights, you don't get them.
Yeah.
And I think that's not exclusive to women.
No, it's not exclusive for women, but the system was working against women for very long, you know? Like, who had the idea that women have to marry to have a social life, right? It was an idea by men.
Wasn't that like just how things evolved, like human
why,
society evolved?
But why
like
were
this?
they like that? Like
Because
males were in control all the time.
All the time. Inside of the house, the woman was in control, right?
Depends on
the culture, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think that is a very hard topic.
Okay. Just going back to the Barbie.
I mean, I love feminism, but I also don't have very good expertise on it, and I have too many thoughts in my head.
Yeah.
So I can't really talk good about the topic, you know.
Yeah.
I think I said a lot.
Yeah. No
stupid
worries.
Things.
Hey, Anina. I was about to say ich auch. Me too. I not an expert on the theme, just like figuring it out as we talk.
Yeah.
So going back to the Barbie movie, one thing that my friend said is like they have the patriarchy, and then the movie just swaps the patriarchy with the matriarch, so the woman in control, and magically everything was better, which was basically the same thing, but they just swapped with a woman, and the movie portrayed as was everything was better now. I don't know. I haven't watched the movie.
No, that's wrong.
That's wrong? Okay.
So like Barbie world
Yeah.
is like a matriarchy, and like I don't want to spoiler the movie too much.
Okay.
But like they basically go to the real world, which is in the trailer too. You can see it in the trailer, and there they get the idea of the patriarchy, and they have like those two options, and in comparison, you know.
Oh, they compare both of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like the end of the movie is something I don't want to spoil for you.
All right. I'm talking my ass off here. I also need to watch the movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, so we can talk about it again afterwards.
Yeah.
So we watched the Barbie movie. That
Of
was
course.
fun. So changing gears completely, we also talk a little bit about your profession. You work in a pharmacy. You went to the pharmacy university, like
No.
medical university.
I didn't went to the university. I work as a pharmaceutical assistant.
Pharmaceutical assistant,
which is an Ausbildung. I don't know what's it called in
Ausbildung, I would
English.
say, is study. It's like in a special.
It's like a study, but like in a company. If you go
Yeah.
to university, you just have school, and in Ausbildung, it's more practical education. Yeah. Okay. Education. So I had to go 2 years to school, and then a half year, 6 months in a pharmacy to get like the practical stuff done, and then I had to make tests like to get my degree.
To get your degree.
Yeah.
2 years of education.
2 years of school and then a half year in the pharmacy practical work.
Praticant.
Yes.
Okay. Why? Why did you decide to study this?
My grandma gave me the idea.
Okay.
Me, myself, I wanted to be an artist. So I was like figuring things out for 2 years. I was like in I don't know how you call it, like things made by the government. So you can have school and you can also go to Praktika to search which job suits you the most. Like you can switch to many companies. You have to apply by them. Hey, can I be here for a few weeks to watch what you are doing? And my grandma was like, try a pharmacy. It's a good job.
Yeah.
You're like always inside. It's always like good climate, you know. You don't have to work in freezing or in the sun. And
What was she was expecting you to go into the camps and labor and collect rice or something?
yes. And it's also very interesting topics, right? I think medicine is also it's like a giant thing, and it's so interesting. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Funny. The thing you say about medicine, you know.
It's very funny.
Super fun.
Scoliosis. Super fun.
So I was thinking, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Like, it's also a family-friendly job. That's also a very good plus if you want to build a family. So, like, I have a kid, so it's good for me that I have a friendly, family-friendly job.
What makes working in a pharmacy a family-friendly job?
Pharmaceutical assistants are 90% or more only women. So
Okay.
if you have a pharmacy and you employ people, they will maybe have kids. Like they will can get pregnant. So the structures are like very family friendly. So
I see.
like you can have like a half-time job. It's no problem. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you just work 20 hours per week.
I work 20 hours. Yeah, you can basically choose how many hours you want to work. And in the pharmacy where I work, we have like 4 pharmaceutical assistants, and none of them is full-time. So we all work half-times.
So they probably also have kids, and they have their own lives.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. So 2 years studying it, half a year as a praticant. So what did you learn in
Pharmaceutical assistant?
pharmaceutical assistant
Yeah.
education? My assumption would be mixing herbs.
Yes,
yeah.
it's a big part, right?
Oh wow, okay.
So like botanical,
Okay.
Latin, to have like the names of the botanical, the Latin names.
You learn Latin.
Yeah, but not like the grammatic or something, just like the
Precise
the
medical terms.
the
okay.
medical terms, right? Yeah. Then you have laws, because there are many laws on the pharmacy. It's like
what? What kind of law?
das Arzneimittelgesetz.
Was?
It's a very regulated place, right? The pharmacy, so you have a lot of laws depending on what you can sell and what you can not sell.
Because you can kill people very easily, right?
Yes, right. Yeah.
Okay.
It needs to be safe. And also like I need to find the English word. So like Gefahrenstoffe, like
Check your notes.
toxic drugs, something like that. also like you have to learn all the medicine, right? So you learn about all the drugs there are, like not all the drugs, but many that are that are important for the pharmacy, like and also there is a lot of I don't know how it's called in English, like bandages and like
first aid,
wheelchair stuff like that.
Mhm,
Everything
mhm.
that you could buy in a pharmacy or a sanitätshaus house, which is not a medicine, right? Like something bandages, I don't know, stuff like that.
Mhm, mhm. I had this first I don't know, first secours,
Erste Hilfe.
Erste Hilfe, danke. When I was doing my driver's license, I already forgot everything.
Yes.
We had this dummy and had like to practice,
Yeah.
like reviving him and stuff like that. I guess you also had to do something similar.
Yes, I had to do something like that also, but it's not very important for the job. So like you need to have it to get your degree, but like in the pharmacy where I work, I'm not like the first helper, or I don't know what's called in English, Ersthelfer.
Yeah.
So like if something happens in the pharmacy, I'm not like the one.
So they
going
don't
there
trust you that much, actually.
No. It's a good thing.
It's a good thing. You're aggressive. That's cool. That's very interesting. So you learn how to mix herbs. How much of this you actually use in your day to day?
Yeah, and also like very many things about chemistry, right?
Chemistry, okay.
Because you work in a labor.
So you're basically Walter White of
course. Yeah, and also like making medicine, like potions, like ointments, I don't know, capsules, suppositories? I don't know.
Suppositories?
Zäpfchen, I don't know what's called in English. I can't pronounce it.
So you're creating drugs on your own?
Yes.
All right. How much do you like how much do you actually create drugs on your own, like in your day-to-day work? This is like cool when you're learning it and then like at the education, but my assumption is when I go to the pharmacy, no one's creating any drugs. They just take it from the counter and give you, right?
Yeah, most of the time that's right.
Yeah.
But like if you have a dermatologist in your area, the chances are very high that you get many ointments and creams.
Okay.
So I do like 3 to 5 a week, I think.
3 to 5 a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not every day, but sometimes it's like more on one day, like 3 ointments you have to make or something.
What's the drug that you sell the most?
That depends on the time. So like in the winter there is many things for cold, right? But yeah, I mean like something from the heart for like high blood pressure is also something that you sell very much. But like I wouldn't say like it's the thing I sell the most. I don't know.
Blood pressure.
Yeah, for high blood pressure.
Okay. Wow.
Many people in Germany have high blood pressure because of the taxes.
Oh man.
Which I pay.
We both pay. And we don't smoke weed.
I would get in problems if I would smoke weed, I think.
Do they do drug tests here in Germany?
I don't think I did a drug test in my life.
It's not a thing here, right? In the US, like you need to pee in a cup if you want to get a job. From what I heard, right?
Mm-hmm. No,
Yeah.
I don't think that's a thing here.
That's good because it's quite invasive, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of the meaning, like, hi, I want to hire you, but please pee.
Pee in that thing.
Yeah, like I'm not an animal. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So high blood pressure. You mix herbs, and I think we also talked about your pharmacy profession some time ago, some months ago, and you said like one of the most fulfilling parts of your job is that you have patients, not patients, like clients that return and they know you
Mm-hmm.
and you know them, of course, and you have kind of this connection, this friendship with them, and you know
Yeah.
that you are helping them. You're actually making their lives better.
Yeah.
And this is very rewarding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I work in a small pharmacy,
Yeah.
and it's not like in the city, right? It's like
Yeah.
more at the outside
Outskirts?
areas.
Yeah.
So the people that come to our pharmacy are people that live nearby, and they always come to our place.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so you build relationships very fast.
Yeah.
And also my boss has this pharmacy for over 20 years now, so
Okay.
he knows like most of the people, and I'm not that long there, so I don't know them that well, but like you build relationships with your clients, right? And if they have like special questions, they don't go to the doctors. They often come to the pharmacy and ask, yeah, what's your experience with it?
Yeah,
Have you
yeah,
had
yeah.
anybody, and what did they say? What can you give to me? And oftentimes like you don't get feedback, so people don't come back or something. But in our pharmacy, where it's like small and the people come back, you often get the feedback of how they liked it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, if there is a mother with a child that has like a rash or something and she needs something, and I say, hey, that helped my son or something, and I give it to her, it's like a very personal experience,
Mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm,
Because
mm-hmm.
you take something from your experience and give it to them. So like
yeah.
it's very personal. And yeah, when
Mm.
the people come back and say, hey, that was a great idea, it very helped us, it's a very nice feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, you're kind of like a doctor. You're like the first. No, but like the people first see you. Sometimes they even first see you before going to the actual doctor.
Yeah.
So you're like the first soldier in the line, you know, like
Yes.
protecting them. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's also very like they trust you with something that
Yeah.
important, right? Sometimes people come with things and you are shocked why they haven't been to the hospital or
What
something.
was the most shocking thing that ever
Oh.
happened? You don't need to say any names. Don't.
The
tell.
most shocking thing was
Yeah.
it was so disgusting, let me tell you. It was
Please.
it was a man in a wheelchair, and he was saying, I have something on my leg, it hurts, you need to give me something. And I was like, what do you have on your leg? And he just like showed me like put his trousers up, and the leg was amputated, and it started to get black, you know, the skin was dying, and it was like black, and it was very smelly. So like I almost vomited because of the smell, and I was like, you need to go to the hospital immediately. Like
He had the black.
you can't come to a pharmacy and expect anything to help you with that.
The herbs. The herbs.
It was like I was so shocked of it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like I couldn't understand why you wouldn't go to the doctor, but often it's like something people feel very ashamed of, like some things.
Going to the doctor.
They don't want to go to doctor with certain things,
Mm-hmm.
and then they come to the pharmacy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why, honestly.
Because you
But,
can
yeah.
help them. Most of the times you
Yeah.
can help them.
I don't know why some people are afraid to talk to their doctors about stuff, but talk to the pharmacy
But-
person, you know.
What if this guy had? Like, is he alive?
I think he's alive. I saw him 2 times after that.
Where? Like under the bridge? Like
In the
shaking?
city, and one time he came back to our pharmacy.
Okay.
But like that was very mind-blowing for me, like to have that smell,
Yeah, yeah.
which made me almost vomit. I mean, it's like present every time, right? I
Do
mean,
you smell it in your mind? Like, you recall the smell?
I just remember the feelings I
The
got
feeling,
from it, you
okay,
know?
okay.
It was out of this world.
What about leeches?
Huh?
Doctors used to put leeches and stuff like that, right?
Oh, there wouldn't help any leeches. It was
Leeches
like
would
dying
die as
skin,
well.
you know? It was dying
Oh,
skin.
yeah.
It was black.
But what was it? I'm super curious now. Like, how do you
fe-
get diabetes? I think you can get dying skin, right?
Yeah, so I mean, he had an amputation already, and I think the wounds were infected or something, maybe,
Mhm.
or I don't know, but like, yeah.
That's crazy.
that was
So
that was really
the
crazy.
the craziest thing that ever happened to you at the pharmacy.
Yeah, that was something I always immediately think of, and I'm shocked.
You want some water?
No.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Wow. It's very family-friendly environments. Yeah.
Go
Old-
work in a pharmacy.
Wow, man. Okay, but talking about crazy stories, Anina, we're talking about a very crazy story that you'd like to share with us.
I mean, what could beat an amputated leg already?
Two amputated legs, both of them.
Okay. So we already had the Die Antwoord concert, which I was went pregnant on. We have the amputated legs.
The fact that you pay your taxes, of course.
The fact that I pay my
It's
taxes.
very crazy.
So one crazy story. I mean, it's
You told me that you wrote it. You didn't write it?
no.
Not this one. Okay.
I mean, it's a story from the place I used to work in Berlin, right? It was
Okay.
it was at the Savignyplatz, for those who know Berlin well, and there was a cafe. It's called the Monkeys Cafe, and I was there with my mother, and my son was, I think he was not a year when we went there, and we were sitting there having a coffee, and besides us was a couple, and and the lady was looking at Nico and, oh, he's so adorable, what a cute kid, and yeah, we have a kid in the same age, and this is our first date since we got him alone, and if I see your kid I already miss it, like that. And she was very nice. It was a very nice lady. And then the husband looked and was also friendly, and it was a German superstar actually.
What?
He is his name is Herbert Grönemeyer. I mean, if you have German listeners, I think they will know him.
Robert Grönemeyer.
Herbert Grönemeyer.
Herbert Grönemeyer.
A very famous song of him is Wann ist ein Mann ein Mann?
Okay, so you met him.
Yeah, so we met him, and I totally forgot to make a picture of it. So
it's not true.
I only
It's
have
a lie.
the story to tell when my kid is asking for cool stories. So Herbert Grönemeyer complimented my child. His wife was in love with my child.
Wow.
Yeah, and I just had a nice experience with them.
So you're basically famous now.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm famous now. This year I went to a concert of him.
Really? Did
Yeah.
it remembered you?
No, we didn't talk
I'm
about
joking.
it. But yeah, it was a nice experience.
That's
Funny,
cool.
funny story.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And it was at my working place, so it was
And you recognize him immediately?
No, I
No?
didn't recognize him immediately. I mean, he's the generation of our parents, right?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
almost 50, so I wasn't expecting him to have a child in my toddler's age, But yeah, my mother immediately knew that it was him.
Did she freaked out, or she?
No, she was ist das nicht Herbert Grönemeyer? But we were very nice about it, so we didn't were fangirling him, and we just had a nice conversation about the kids, right? And then we went on our day.
Okay, yeah. I guess those famous people, I always see Justin Bieber running away, fuck you, leave me alone. So that's the perception I have of super famous people. They just hate the attention. Have you seen this meme of Tobey Maguire? Every time the camera turns,
Yeah.
They hate it, the attention.
Yeah, I can totally understand it. I would hate it too.
Imagine if you're eating and someone just comes over, hey, darf ich ein Foto machen?
Yeah, I would be pissed.
Yeah. I mean, it's the price of being famous.
Yeah.
I think everything there's a positive and downside. Do you know the Kabbalion?
No.
Oh man, I put this book here because I really, really, really like. So it's not a merch. It's not nothing. It's just like a book that I really like. So it's called The Kabbalion Hermetic Philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
I think I mentioned I talked about it in a different podcast. So basically, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on that. Like though this was the religion before religions was invented. Like well, the
Okay.
religion that the ancient Egypt
Okay.
adopted before any other religion, and it's basically they have 7 principles, and one of them is the polarity. I'm not mistaken. So it's the basically yin and yang. So everything has your positive side and negative side, and there's several of them. There's, for example, principle of gender. Everything in the universe has masculine and feminine. So basically, like it's a couple of principles that describe the whole universe, and I think they all make sense. So, for example, the yin yang, the feminine, and the masculine, the positive and the negative. Everything is vibration. Everything has a cause and effect, and like this has been written. I don't know how many thousands years ago, and then it's a very cool book. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't.
We were talking about I don't know. But yeah, who was the most famous person that you ever met in your life?
I don't know. Like in person, like
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
I
you
think it
saw
was-
like with your own eyes. No.
so Herbert Grönemeyer was the only one I talked to,
Mm.
I think. And other than that, I saw Elton John at a concert. Like
That's cool.
I watched his last tour now. It was this year, I think.
You went to an Elton John concert this year?
Yes, it was his last tour,
Yeah,
and we went to a concert from him.
that's
It
amazing.
was very good. It was the best concert ever.
He's amazing.
Yeah,
I love Elton John.
him. Yeah, he's great.
Have you seen his movie? Like
No,
mo-
I want to watch it, but I haven't seen it.
it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, and the actor, he looks very similar to him when he was young, right?
This actor is amazing.
I think he did a very good job.
You did. You need to watch it. Like if you're an Elton John fan.
Yeah.
And he sings. The songs that are in the movie are
Yeah.
actually the actor singing.
Yeah,
Like,
I heard it.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really love Elton John. I wasn't a fan before. I became a fan like the past 3 years or so, and so I play the guitar. Right. One of the songs that I learned is Elton John. Like I don't play a lot. I don't know a lot of songs. I don't know 6 or something like 7, I guess. But one of them is Elton John. It's amazing.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, his was knighted.
By the
Queen.
Queen. Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
Imagine you're such
What a legend.
what a legend. Imagine you're so good at what you do. Your music so touching that the Queen herself knights you
Yeah,
a knight.
that's very nice.
That's very nice. Imagine you're so good at your do, you become a knight by the Queen.
Yeah,
Yeah. This guy's amazing.
I think he did everything he could in his lifetime.
Yeah.
He's very happy, I think.
Yeah. You notice all of that from the concert?
I have nothing to say.
Nothing to
I
say.
pay taxes.
All right. Anina, it was very nice talking to you. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
No.
Okay. As a closing remark, I always ask my guests if you have any advice for aspiring either pharmacological assistant, because that's your profession.
Mhm.
But in this case, in your case, we could also expand this question. Do you have any advice for people who think have ADHD or who's a single mom? Anything that you'd like to just tell as a closing remark?
So my advice is like, if you're feeling something is off with you, so like I said, I always was like a weird kid. I always knew there was something about me which I couldn't say what it was. Like, if you have that feeling, go look for why you maybe have that feeling. Don't like beat yourself up with it. Like, don't do it in a negative way, but like, look for possibilities. What could be different about me, and how can I use it to make my life better?
Perfect. Thank you very much, Anina.
Thank you, Bruno.
It was a pleasure. Welcome to the new studio, everyone. And pay your taxes.
That's very important.
All right, Anina, thank you very much. Everyone who's listening, thank you very much for this episode. Please check out the BruCast store. We have a 10% discount promo for you. Again, BRU10 SAVE, SAVE. Check it out. Also subscribe to the Brew Charts channel on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, now called X. All right, everyone. Take care. Come on, let's do a picture for the thumbnail. All right. Take care, everyone. See you next time. Bye-bye.